All right. Hey, everybody. Sorry there. Okay. That was funky. Had some weird stuff happening, but here we are. Got an Agricola game with a kind of a questionable table. I waited for a good table, and that wasn't happening. We have first seat, which is always nice. Lushkin's a pretty good player. The other is unknown. We're sitting after hypothetically the weakest player, which is often a good advantage. So I titled this one Waxy Wednesday because I don't. I think we're gonna see some weird stuff. Here the pick's probably Grocer. I like Seasonal Worker a decent bit. Manservant plus Groom is like a combo I could draft for, but it's really only good if I see Plow Driver or Scholar come. And there's no guarantee of that. Uh, Grocer is just very good in like lots of scenarios. So I'm gonna pick that. Okay, here's some good cards. I mean, it just has to be take Childless. Childless is the best card. Yeah, Childless is just the best card. Um, yeah, so not sad about this. I need to drop some stream announcements. Um, and I need to probably resize some things still. Well, okay, I need to resize stuff later. For now, we're actually going to make stuff. We'll let stuff sit here, and we're going to make the cards. We're going to make the cards very big during the draft. It's a feedback I got. It's a feedback I got during some recent YouTube uploads to try to make things easier to read during the draft, because not everybody knows all the cards yet. I really like Priest. I think Priest is very strong, but with Childless, we're going to be building an early room. House Steward helps us build that early room by giving us another way to get wood. In a table of weak players, it depends on why they're weaker, but trying to just build a bunch of rooms is fine. I like Clay Hut Builder a decent bit. I like Stonecutter quite a bit. But I'll go House Steward this game. Wow, Plow Driver is in the draft. I mean, I'm just taking Plow Driver. It's the best card. I might not play House Steward anymore. I might just try to play a Childless game and then go into Plow Driver stuff. I mean, we'll see, but Plow Driver is very good. It probably shouldn't have made it to me here. And the fact that I potentially am going to wheel a Manservant or a Groom here means that there's some really nice combos on the Plow Driver potentially too. Um, kind of sad I didn't take the Priest at this point. Priest is a really good enabler for all of this stuff too. Somebody took Manservant, but Pastor is useless to me. Roughcaster is kind of useless to me. I'm going to build an early room, so Groom is still an option here. We have very strong cards thus far. Assistant Tiller might be the best card in the set, but then it's Childless, Plow Driver, and Grocer probably. So the fact that I have 3 of the best 4 cards in the set is very good. The main thing I'm worried about is if somebody has Assistant Tiller. I did pass the if somebody if there's an Assistant Tiller in the game, I passed the Seasonal Worker. Roof Baluster came back out of the Childless pack. That's very nice here as well. This helps. This gives me a great way to get to stone very quickly if I need it. Yeah, my hand's nice. I mean, I'm playing not very strong opponents. Wow, there is a Priest. Came all the way around. It sounds crazy to drop Childless, but it might. Nah, it's crazy to drop Childless. What am I talking about? Priest, I can't. Okay, here I might just de-draft the Loam Pit. The Loam Pit's good enough for me on my own case, and I really hate passing it to a Seasonal Worker, especially in case they did spike a Assistant Tiller. It can be pretty ridiculously strong, and the problem is none of these miners are good for me. I'm gonna wind up in a stone house, so Wool Blankets is garbage. I have a Plow Driver. I don't need Hand Plow. I don't want to fish. I don't need more crops. I don't need to take grain ever because of Childless and Grocer. So yeah, I'm just gonna de-draft the Loam Pit out of the game. Um, Hey everybody, and it can be useful to me. It's not like a pure D draft. Here it might be lumber mill. My hand, well, nah. I probably just need to save the stone for the reno. I like lumber mill a lot, but strawberry patch is easy to hit with grocer and plow driver. I'll have the veggies. I'll want to sow them, so this is just a late 2 points, which is good. I don't super have food figured out yet, but I can hopefully just take like a lot of grain with childless. There's no need to take veggies with childless because I can take the veg off with grocer. So I could maybe get a clay oven to help feed. Otherwise, it's a game where I just get a fireplace eventually. Also, we don't need these sound effects anymore. Anyhow, hello, chat. I can also size this. But yeah, so anyhow, the miners, we haven't seen anything too incredible thus far. Well, I mean, Loam Pit again can be pretty strong, but okay, now we have some cards. Mining Hammer's pretty nice, given that I definitely want to reno to stone. Bread Paddle could be useless, or could be pretty useful if I do get a clay oven and go the childless route, and then Mantelpiece is potentially very good. Mantelpiece is better when you're going like just straight to clay and building a bunch of clay rooms. It could still be useful to me this game depending on how fast I reno. Like I could be renoing to stone in like round 9. But this is also potentially a game where I'm going to try to build a 4th room and then reno and play like a 3-field plow driver or something. So I think Mining Hammer is just the safest pick for me. Plus it gives me a card I can actually start player with a bit earlier, which I don't really have currently. Here, I hate Scullery. I think it's garbage. 3-field rotation, I think, is mostly garbage. Clay Embankment is usually garbage, although maybe it's okay here. Otherwise, Stone Tongs is also, like, okay, but I have Roof Baluster as potential stone. So, do I really need Stone Tongs? I mean, maybe. It's either Stone Tongs or Clay Embankment here. I'm gonna go Clay Embankment. I've been wanting to try to make Clay Embankment work a bit more often. And it's probably just bad, but sack card is some more grain if I wind up baking a bunch, maybe. Otherwise, herring pot could be a bit of food, but I don't know what I'm gonna have to clay or actually play herring pot and then fish. And then wool blankets again is just garbage. I'm gonna be in a stone house, so I guess I'll take sack cart. If I use sack cart, it's gonna be something like turn 2 wood into 2 grain for rounds 11 and 14. And that could be okay depending on how much wood I get. Again, I don't necessarily know how good or bad my opponents are. Market stall's garbage. Threshing board can be okay. Can get me some extra bake actions. If I do go for a bigger house for plow driver, I'll need to plow a couple of times. So could be pretty good. We're hoping to see bread paddle at the end here. That would be the best. The mantelpiece coming back would be pretty awesome. Be pretty wrong probably, but since we're in first seat, our goal this game is we do get the bread paddle last, so that's nice. All right, I do need to now resize things. So during the game, we can't possibly keep the cards that big, and we need to go like that size in order to get all the farms. I am going to open Reedstone Food this game. I want to get Childless working, so I want Childless working early, so what I'm probably going to do is take Reedstone Food, and then I'm probably just taking a single reed. And then next round, the plan is to take 3 wood or Ock out House Steward, and then it's going to be take more wood. We see the classic woodcutter early. How do you resize your hand? So under the settings, you can change the size of your cards. So you can modify how big everything looks. You can do a lot of modifiers. And then also, I mean, I literally just changed my browser zoom too, which affects everything. But this allows it all to go onto one screen, but now it's very small and hard to see stuff. So I still haven't figured out the perfect way to stream Agricola, but we get an early Geologist. Geologist is just a bad card. It injects clay in the game, but it's bad. Oh, hey, we get 3 wood here. Okay, we're just going to take 3 wood. I mean, I probably am supposed to take single reed here to be even safest, because I might not get reed next round, depending on what happens, but This is a very nice start to get 3 wood here instead. I mean, the dream now is next round I just get another Reedstone food action and then I take 2 wood. Oh, and somebody else takes single reed. Lushka does. Well, that works. That also works very well for me because now next round I can make sure to take at least a reed action and at least a wood action. So yeah, the dream is happening here. This is just a very good start. Clay Pipe is getting played early. This is not a good play, but again, we're playing. I mean, I'm playing at a table without good players. I mean, like Lushkin is a good player. The others are not good. I should just win this game. I've probably have the strongest hand at the table, and I got first seat, and everything is going well here. I'm hoping to get Reedstone food. Looks like I'm going to. Red's going to play an Ock. Playing Conservator. That's very, very weird. I mean, presumably they want to renovate, but like, why Conservator there? I'm guessing this is where the manservant went at the very least, but like this suggests they wow. This player is start player in first action. So this table is still very weird overall. In terms of what they're doing. Like this start player is very questionable too. Like what are you starting for when there was 3 wood on the table and other good actions? But my next action is just take 2 wood and that well, or it could potentially be play childless. Nah, I don't want to play childless yet. I need to take 2 wood here. The issue of playing childless here is that Lushkin might take a single read again, and then his first action next round could be to take wood, and then his second action could be build room, and that might block me because of the turn order. I need to just take wood here, and then hope next round I get both build and Ock, which, now that I'm last seat next round, it might not work out, but, I mean, the start's still pretty dreamy. Red's just gonna Ock again, that's fine. Red is playing Manservant, so Red is apparently going to reno to an early stone house, which suggests they're not going to grow their family, which is definitely going to push me down the path of wanting to build. Like, I'm going to build an early room and run childless, but I might just build more rooms after. And then, like I say, go for like a 4-room plow driver game or something. We'll see. Lushkin does take single read again. Building, like, I mean, maybe this is how Geologist is supposed to be played. I mean, I think Geologist is supposed to be played by just not playing it, but we'll see how it goes. Reedstone food from this player, which is good. Why? Actually, now that I say this is confusing to me. Wait a sec. Normally there's like a purple, but this player is like a grayish. How did that happen? Do I just need to refresh? What is this sorcery? Did they change the colors on me? I don't know. Lushkin is playing an Ock here. Lushkin does have the assistant tiller, which means I'm guessing Lushkin probably got passed to the seasonal worker, so I'm very happy I de-drafted the loam pit. But nobody can build a room yet, so I will play childless and just assume I can get the room. This is a pretty ideal opening. The only way it was dreamier is if I got free Ock instead, but I mean, whatever. Life is great. There's a gray versus purple option, you think. Ah, Lumen, I can have gray instead? This is technically a game, but good game, don't screw it up. Yeah, I agree, thanks. I mean, the early Reedstone foods in the first room, this guy's not growing at all. I already have childless. I mean, I have a crazy hand. I mean, I agree. It's in my defense, I did open a game and wait like 20 minutes today, trying to get a table with good players. Highest rated opponent has played Geologist and took 1 read, 1 clay. Yes, I mean, I played with Lushkin the other day, and I'm not convinced he super understands how to play Agricola yet. I'm guessing that he does have seasonal worker, so like playing Geologist, in my opinion, is a huge mistake over just playing an early tiller, early seasonal worker. I think that's just much better. Again, just not playing Geologist is correct. That's one. That's a what. That's shorthand for one reed, one clay. That's like play Agricola terminology, kind of. Um, but because of geologists, they took one reed and it comes with one clay. So anyhow, yeah, we'll just build a room there. There's no reason. Red start playered, which also intriguing. I'm taking the grain, as I said. There's no need to do anything else. And then honestly, I don't even know what to take this round. Like taking, it could be just take 2 reed here, or just take the 4 wood. I kind of want the 4 food too. That's pretty good, but nobody's that food hungry. I think I do just take 4 wood is the best action. 4 wood's like always good. I need more wood. Um, Wait until Gray is on start player the remainder of the game. I mean, to be fair, the bad players at the table have definitely been start playing more than they should be. They're starting, and it doesn't really make sense for what or why, but that's okay. I'm gonna take one of the food piles on the wheel here, just so that my stage 2 is a lot easier. Taking the wood here was probably good too, because if grow flips, I will just grow and play like mining hammer is really a great card for me here. I might eventually still play House Steward next round. It doesn't seem thus far like anybody has like an axe. Yeah, Lushkin's start player in a junk room. I think junk room's a pretty bad card too, so this is just not scaring me. It did feed Lushkin, I guess, so he doesn't have to take food. But anyhow, yeah, I mean this game looks kind of already over. 4 food goes there. I'm also taking 4 food. I mean, it does look like Gray might just build a room, so then Lushkin is going to be left 6 wood. So I mean that start player could work out very nicely in that regard, but I'm okay. I mean, I've exited stage 1 with childless and the first room, the only room. Gray chooses not to build, and Lushkin is not getting 6 wood. So all of that's great. And I have 2 stone, 4 wood, a bunch of food, and childless up and running with a room. I mean, this is silly good already. Next round might be like take 5 clay just to help give options to Reno quick. Alternatively, it might be just take some reedstone food actions because I also need more reed in order to Reno. And I might want more reed in order to build another room. Priest is already dead, obviously, but the rest of these cards might be playable. Again, I might play House Steward still. Unfortunately, 5 clay won't exist, so I might need 4 clay next round. Clay is just useful for lots of reasons. We'll see what flips here, though. It is just stone. I'm okay with that. I will just keep taking grain food, because, again, I have veggies late, so... Still trying to grasp basic strategy. If you don't have anything specifically useful in your hand, is your goal just to get the 3rd room? When you say the 3rd room, I'm guessing you mean 1st room. But if I don't have any cards in my hand I want to play early, my goal is to just reedstone food and 3 wood. Yeah, I mean, what's the point of playing Ox if they don't do anything? Namely, like, this is why red strategy is so bad right now. They just wasted stage 1 actions on cards that are not any utility anytime soon. That's a surefire way to lose. You can't afford to do that. Like, you have to be investing the actions wisely. Wisely is tricky, right? Like, the game is very tricky. You start with 2 rooms. Oh, you mean okay? Sorry. When I say 1st room, I mean and when you said 3rd room, and my that's like who's building, like the build order. It's like who built the 1st room, who built the 2nd room, how. Yeah, I mean my goal is to add a room always. Like that's the default strategy. Build a row. You pretty much have to contest growth at some point, so getting room parts and growing is great. Lushkin is start playing Thick Forest. This is also not particularly good. I've talked through this before. Like, I get he has the clay right now, so maybe you're supposed to play it, but like he pre wood action in order to get a couple of wood, but you can play this card later or never. And now he just start player to guarantee I'm growing first, because even if Gray builds here, I still get first growth. I am gonna play it here. Even if I don't winning the House Steward points, I just get 4 more wood here. It's my last word for Fort Wood. But honestly, I think there's a chance I could win House Steward this game because nobody else. I mean, I guess Gray looks like they're the sort of player that might just build a lot of rooms. No, I'm not too worried about it. Growth does flip, so I will grow this, and I get to do it second action even because nobody else has built a room yet. My first action is probably read. Actually, just 2 read is probably the best action here for me because then I'm just threatening to build a room again, and I would love to just build again and grow. Growing is how you win the game, or just like dominate the game. So Reno is coming late. I'm Red's plan is to like take the stone here and then Reno for conservator manservant, and that's fine by me. Start players again. He does have an axe. Okay, well, I played the. I'm a little sad I played the House Steward, but also like holy smokes, is Lushkin not playing this game remotely how I would. I'm taking the 2 read here. Now Lushkin will build the start of next round and grow. Or not grow, because Gray should build, or no, Lushkin now gets to build and grow next is what's happening, because Gray was supposed to, or no, Gray will build here if he has any sense. But anyhow, the 2 reads the best action here for me. But yeah, I would expect Gray to build. He will, so Gray will get to grow next round. Actually, one really funny thing, Gray could grow this round if I don't, so yeah, I will just grow. Regardless, whatever growth in this game, I already have room parts again. I mean, Lushkin is going to wind up a lot of rooms, so my House Steward is just gifting points to the rest of the table, but they're all growing pretty late here. Like, I have no clue. I don't know what Lushkin was doing for sure with this geologist. Like, you have a carpet collar, you just need a bunch of reed, and you need a bunch of wood. This geologist at the time, I'm assuming Lushkin still has the seasonal worker, but my stream's very choppy. Huh. I don't have any stream notifications on my end. But that is interesting. I mean, my internet lately has been fantastic, which is annoying. Lushka does have the seasonal worker, so geologist is like very wrong. I think his game's better if he didn't do that, but anyhow, I just family grow here. Get to grow first is great. Mining hammer is going to be great. We do have an option to build a building clay oven is reasonable. Me too. You're getting some start and stop too. Yeah, all right. Interesting. So yeah, before this, which normally works. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, reading cards is tough. I'm honestly this is the tough part of streaming a great. Kind of assume most of you know what the cards are, but that's obviously not the case. But reading all the cards is tough. But I guess I have to try to mess around with some stuff. I mean, I can try to make the stream better, but if my internet's already choppy, then that doesn't seem good. So maybe I just have to start Agricola as the answer. No real clue how to help out with the stream issues at the moment. So we might just have to live with that. The cards, but for any newcomer, yeah, I mean, that's fair. Not totally sure what red's up to, but I just take 4 wood as the board. Next action might be just take 4, thinking about renovating just for the plow driver stuff at this point, but I still kind of just want to build another resources. I'd love to get to grow again, but it's hard to. I mean, I could start player in order to build. That's one thought. I don't love that. I think I just take 4 clay here. Anyhow, yeah, I have been like talking, or I've uploaded a YouTube, and some people have wanted a little more help on the cards. Lumen, you must stream at 1080p or something, because people have said you're a bit easier. But did I acquire game? Well, I played a lot of acquire games, Mad Timmy. So, acquire game. Red just renovated, so That's great. They're presumably going to build the well, which is fine. I mean, a well, but whatever. But that means that I room next round. Nobody else can stop me, so I will just build another wood room next round, and that's fine. Wow, they don't build the well. They save the stone because they're probably trying stone room. Maybe they have carpenter, but regardless, I build the next room. We'll just take 4 clay here, and then we'll figure out what I'm up to. I also might have the option to start player into 6 wood. Yeah, I will. So start player into 6 wood into build seems finals. I did not win the finals. The finals went horrible. I place in the finals for that acquire tournament that totally broke away from me. Start player wood seems good. I can play bread paddle. I could even sack cart here, right? Put out grain on 8, 11, and 14. If I'm taking 6 wood anyhow, I get a bunch of grain. Row with bread paddle. I can eventually play the clay oven on Reno. Yes, yes, that's the line. That's you, everybody. We will play sack cart. It's going to be a lot of extra food of ovens, which will be good because we don't have food otherwise. We have just at the moment, which is good. Then we take 6 wood. Then we build. We'll get to grow again and run. We'll get a clay oven down shortly. And yeah, things should be good. I was crushing the other games. Well, I mean, so Acquire is finicky game in terms of there is a good amount of luck, and the other games my opponents were making some mistakes for me, which is part of how it's going, and I also partly was just like getting the right time stuff happening. The finals, I wound up investing in companies. My read was that they would hopefully get merged, or I was going to draw tiles, or people were going to be incentivized to help merge. Not happen. I was completely left out of the early merges, and we just had a complete runaway winner in that game. Their money, the rest of us did not. They had complete control. They got to, suck up all the. They got to just keep sucking up the majorities of the second bonuses on every company, cutting the rest of us out of cash essentially, and Acquire can just go that way. It's unfortunate. I mean, the real strike finals that was super annoying is the guy got to form a company, buy the shares, and then immediately had the tile that absorbed. Very strong. It's like very unlikely to happen, but he unfortunately any of us would have done that. So you did do Agricola lately. That's great. Agricola is good. I wish I could apparently out issues, but that's just not to be today. Gray here. So I definitely build a room here. Again, I've obviously been talking about building a room repeatedly, so. Red does now have enough resources to build a stone room, which is cool, but it's going to be too late because I'm going to build, Gray's probably going to build, and yeah. I could stables, but I don't really see the point. I eventually could play group my other 2 stables. I have 2 stables coming from mining hammer, so I think it's just a waste of wood. I just keep this. I already have 10 wood defense with, which seems great. So Agricola has a somewhat steep learning curve. Yeah, Agricola is Agricola is probably the most skill intensive game I play or even like know. I don't know. That's maybe a slight stretch, right? Like certain games like I don't know, chess for very skill intensive too, right? There's tons of levels of skill, but Agricola is very deep. It's very full, and it is tough to like really get a lot. Like I still am learning stuff, and I mean that's true of other games too, but it's tough. Agricola gives so much to be drafted a good hand, and then understanding how to play that hand and navigate it each turn and like maximize the utility of all of your actions and of your cards and all that. Yeah, like it is. It's very tough. Like again, Lushkin I think has a very good hand. For example, if I was in Lushkin's seat and I had Signal Worker and I had a Carpenter's Parlor, I might just be winning. I'm not sure. Like that would be very strong. There's a lot to like about that setup. But anyhow, I'm gonna build the clay oven here. I'm mostly building the clay oven code, and if I don't get the clay oven down here, I might have issues long terms. So we're just gonna get this out of the way. I kind of wish I could play it on Reno, be by far stronger, but I don't have an extra read. I am nervous about not getting the clay oven because it's my main way to feed. So, but this looks good. The other reason I'm playing the clay oven here is I'm going to grow with bread paddle. It allows me to get a bake action every time I play an Ock. And next round I might want to Ock out Grocer. Grocer gives me a way to buy down. I could reno to clay next round because I would like to start renovating so I could get Plow Driver going. It's tough for sure. You were getting begging tokens some weeks ago. All the cards memorized and climbing. 320-ish elo. Nice. That's very good. Congrats. Yeah, begging tokens are start playing, right? Red is building a room. We knew that was happening, but it's not everybody else. So this is ideally timed for me. I get to grow to 4, but my other opponents can't grow the bread paddle down here. I mean, we've already been saying this game has been looking great for me, but it really does. It just looks so crushingly good for me. I might just take 5 food this round, by the way. These actions are actually for me. I need a lot of food for both Grocer, Driver, and just my big family. And the clay oven is not going to fuel it all on its own. So I would take 5 food very gladly here. Also, I kind of wish I had the stone cutter because the fact that somebody spent 5 stone on a room, there's so much stone in the so much stone kind of got taken out of the game. So there's stone cost improvements. But I need a bunch of stone to reno early with as well. But when I'm renovating, I necessarily have good improvements to be planned, which is a little bit of a shame. But we'll get it figured out here. Again, regardless, I mean, this game, I'm the first to grow to 4. I still Rocher Plow Driver stuff, which is going to be very strong. I basically have my wood for fencing. Like, I already essentially crops figured out between Grocer and the sack cart, and I have tons of grain and veg. I'm going to have my fields mostly through Plow Driver. I basically are fencing figured out. I mean, I need a little more wood, but be pretty easy to get. So, yeah. And correct. Look, a roof baluster, how convenient for the stone reno. Yeah, exactly. Roof baluster is going to be a huge help here to help get me all that stone for reno. So, again, yeah, the game looks great. I think I might next food, and then I might just get a reno out of the way here because I potentially could get Plow Driver for 4th still. But regardless, I'm gonna just take a food action, just because it's really gonna help my game going. And then we'll see what else I'd want to do. I mean, Reedstone Food and Ocking out Grocer or whatever. Oh, I can't reno yet. What am I talking about? Sorry. I'm talking like I already played Grocer, but I can't round pot. The only way I could reno this round is if I Ock Grocer and then reno. But I don't want to do that. So I think I do just take food and then accept that I'm going to reno, and have Plow Driver going for 3 rounds. But a 3-field Plow Driver is still pretty good. And then we'll figure out the rest. Gray has a lot of resources. Probably is going to take House Steward away from me by building 2 rooms. Lushkin presumably would like to build rooms, but it's kind of far behind. We have a Hedge Keeper, so there's tons of wood in the game now. If they're actually going to use that. I am going to take food. I saw the dumb herring pot, not that anybody's played it, and I haven't seen it conjure anything, so may as well take food away from possibly the spot people care about. Gray is also going to just take food. It's totally fine. I would like... Do I even want Reedstone Food here? Maybe I probably just take Reedstone Food, although Grocer does give me all the reed I need, so maybe I just Ock Grocer here. Yeah, that could be that maybe is the play. It might just be Ock Grocer and bake a bread with the bread paddle. The other, although Reedstone Food gives me both reed and stone. Huh. I'm gonna go Reedstone Food. I'm not totally convinced that's right, but yeah, Lumen was telling me I needed Grocer for reno this round. I caught up to that, but yeah. But we can reno next round and then hopefully reno the round after. Admittedly, the reno queue is possibly a concern for me. Gray is only fencing 8 here, which definitely suggests to me that Gray intends to build 2 rooms, and I'm okay with Gray building 2 rooms. It's not a good plan for Gray to do so. It's just, it would be better to just completely fence and plow and stuff, but the main reason that Gray shouldn't be building rooms here, in my opinion, is Red is going to grow this round. And so Gray is going to try to grow in rounds 11 and 12 with his rooms, and Lushkin's Carpenter's Parlor is just garbage. But oh well. Anyhow, this round, I think I want to take one of these clay piles, and then, yeah, I'm going to take one of these clay stacks and renovate to the pottery. The pottery is a decent way to feed for me this game, and if I can play Loam Pit later, so like pottery should be an easy hit for me. Um, so yeah, I can renovate pottery, knock out a roof baluster, take another reed action or something, or just pay for another Ock for grocer. Next round I can renovate and Ock again. How much grain am I willing to keep baking? The answer is a decent bit here, right? I have 1, 2, 3 more grain coming in. So I could bake at least 3 grain and not really care, because I'll sow and get pretty much maxed crops anyhow. Lushkin was the only one that could renovate, and now he can't, so that's also nice to see here. Could just take even more clay. I could take reed and possibly build again. Although Gray's building another room is probably just a distraction. This could just be Ock the roof baluster and renovate to the well is another option. Although I might need more stones, so I could just take reedstone food, although then I'll have extra reed. Ugh, I don't know what my priorities are. I have to start playing Ox, so I may as well start playing cheap Ox while I can, and I absolutely need roof baluster. So I'm going to play roof baluster. And then we obviously bake bread. And we obviously actually pay for roof baluster's effect. We pay a food to get 4 stone. That's great. I will renovate to the pottery. Grocer gets me reno well. Oh. Yeah, okay. I mean, the question is, should I be building the well here, or I think I actually prefer pottery over well here, although if I get 3 stone next round and can just reno pottery here and then reno well, that's even better. I guess I could maybe take 2 stone and play grocer and buy down all my groceries. Is there any threat on reno? Yeah, Lushkin could reno, so now is the time to renovate. Build a stable with mining hammer. And I want to build this pottery. Well, now pottery later. I haven't played, I only have 4 stone. I mean, I haven't actually played grocer yet. Always both? Huh. Okay. I really do have to keep playing Ox. I need to play Plow Driver next round, hypothetically. I probably should just play Grocer here. I mean, the alternative is just take a Reedstone food action, but I probably should just play Grocer and buy down to the Reed. Just to save myself from taking more Reedstone foods. And then hopefully I can just take 3 stone next round. Red is start player. Red could take 3 stone, but I don't know what Red's actually going to do. And if I don't get 3 stone, I'll survive. But we'll just play grocer here. And then I will just bake another bread It's important to keep baking and keeping my food flowing easily because I don't. My food is definitely slightly iffy, so. Um, Anyhow, we'll see what red opens with. I mean, red has like a 4 wood option potentially, but I would like to take 3 stone, Reno, play plow driver, and then do whatever else this round. I mean, I guess there's a pair of cows I could take too. Um, but we get 3 stone, so. So now the next action we want is renovate to the well. I don't think Lushkin is going to renovate. Presumably Lushkin wants to build more rooms. Takes the cows. That's just like a food action, which is fine. I don't think Lushkin actually wants to renovate here. I would assume he is planning to just build more rooms with Carpenter's Parlor, but I can't afford to risk it. Renovating here and playing Plow Driver is so good, so that's what I'm gonna do. And then probably just take 3 wood or something after that sequence if I'm able to. We currently have 13 food just because of pottery is essentially where the extra food is here. So again, ultimately things look very good. I mean, my animal score might be a bit rough, but I'm also going to have a clay oven, a pottery, and a well, a 4-room stone house, a very pretty farm by the end. I don't have these house steward points. These players are going to build 5-room houses, but oh well. Anyhow, we're going to buy some groceries here. We need to buy down to that reed. That we can renovate to a well here. Get another stable for mining hammer. And we build a well. I did build these stables in the slightly wrong spot. There's a chance that I want to fence 8 spaces this game, but then I can't like fence really the right way and then still have 3 fields, but that's okay. I mean, I actually think I want to just probably fence 6 spaces and also try to get 5 fields. Given the assistant tiller in the game and just how the other people are playing, I probably could get a couple plow actions still, so. But the next action here is just get the plow driver down. We'll bake another grain just to keep feeding ourselves easily. The grocer still has some much needed vegetables on it, which are nice. It has a little stone, which maybe we'll find a use for. But again, regardless, this game, I mean, we're at 4 family members and we're essentially growing to 5 here with Plow Driver. We already have a big stone house. We have great improvements. Our feeding is relatively easy. We're not having to take weird food actions. We basically have our fence parts already. My next action here is to take 3 wood, so I can always fence without stables inside. Yeah, I can do that. It's just slightly, it's just not quite as good. Although that assumes I'm getting animals, right? Which it doesn't look like I'm gonna get animals. Other people have fenced and have hearts and are eating them, so like my animal score is just gonna suck, but that's okay. I don't need a good animal score. I'm gonna have great crops and everything else. So there's a bottles. That's fine. There's no benefit for complete farm though. Yeah. Anyhow, take 3 wood here. Just so that we can fence soon. And then if we can get 4 wood at the start of this next round, that'd be very good. 4 wood brings me to 16, which allows me to fence 15 and then still have a wood left over for strawberry patch, which I'd like to play. Alternatively, I could still play groom for 2 more stables. But I don't know if I really have time for groom. The pair of boar or the pair of sheep would be pretty good to grab this round too. Uh, Lushkin start player here. He probably takes grow and grow this round, or well, actually, this growth space is still contested by these players, which is crazy. But you feel like you mostly play 1 point in action anyway. So a lot of times you can wind up at like 1 point in action, but I would suggest that's usually caused by not planning things out. There's no more wood on grocer fofo. I already bought it off, so it's hard to see these things, I know, while streaming, but I had to buy through the wood on grocer. There's no grocer has a stone, 2 vegetables, a clay, and a reed left on it. Oh, yeah. I see what you and guys are talking about. Yeah, that's for sure correct. I'm just gonna take the pair of sheep here. It's good for animal points, and I should just be able to fence next action anyhow. Um, but I don't really have anything else to be doing. I'm gonna fence. I could start player for family growth. Start player loam pit in order to grow next round is an option, but I'm not too worried about pushing for that. I care more about fencing. Um, with both of my opponents having 5 room stone or 5 room houses, there's a good chance that red and I are the only ones fighting for this growth. I mean, red is right in front of me, but I might just get the grow anyhow, or I might just get like plow sow next round if I don't start player. And I'd be pretty happy with that. So whatever. To save you from OCD seizure, gotcha. Anyhow, looping back to your point though, if you feel like you often are winding up with 1 point per actions left at the end of the game, I tend to think that means you're not quite setting your game up right. Like sometimes it happens. Um, Sometimes you can only get 1 point per move right towards the end, but if you find that you're taking a lot of 1 point actions, I tend to think it means that you should have tried to spend a few actions earlier in the game getting more improvement points and stuff. Um, a lot of times I think it means you should try for like guilds. Like there might be enough extra wood in this game for a joinery to make sense for somebody or something. I mean, who knows for sure, but I like, for example, don't think I'm taking 1 point moves this game. I think I am pretty clearly well, I probably will wind up taking a point or two at some point. We'll see. But for the most part, I think I'm going to be doing more than 1 point actions throughout this whole game. Anyhow, my next action is fence, and then actually my next action might be plow. I talked about start player, but again, why start player here? Like plow is totally fine. Well, and I can't plow, so then the answer is maybe start player, but I'm gonna fence first. Um, get our 15 fences. We will leave ourselves open for more plow actions later, just in case. And yeah, there we go. We have the 1 wood left over to play strawberry patch, so we will need to get our 2 veg fields down at some point, but that's easy enough to do. I could start player actually just for plow sow. That would allow me to get I do think start player is actually correct here. I know that I often complain about people start playing too much, but I get to play a improvement, and at this point, what else am I doing on this board? So I think it's fine at the end of these rounds to be doing stuff like this. Anyhow, we're gonna pay a food to plow. So I could, but I think growing is wrong here, actually. I kind of do still have food, so paying for the family member is gonna be a slight problem. Want to get those veg fields down, and then I could always just start player again if I run out of things to do because patch is good. So I'm gonna buy all this stuff off grocer, and I'm going to just sow a grain and two veggies here. I do have some serious food problems now that I did that. I need a bunch of food. So one option is I can, although I don't even have any food. Sorry, I can't do that, right? Because bread paddle, I play the Ock. Yeah. Um, but Groom gives you a wood, so it's a point to play Groom, and it's a bake action. So play actually. Too bad here. It cost me a grain, but I think that's okay. But it looks like I could day laborer. Day laborer comes with 3 clay because of loam pit. Just be taking 4 food here, and then maybe it is take 4 food, then do the Grumach, and then a cow or a pig. I think that's probably what I'm doing here. What would I say the best 3 cards in Agricola are? So, Mad Tim, if you're not aware, uh, Lumen, Chris Ho, and I made Agricola card rankings video. And answer you can find there. Now with that, the answer is in this set. I think the 3 strongest cards are probably Assistant Tiller, Child, and Big Country. Probably. Plow Driver and Carpenter's Parlor are up there. So let's give me a top 5. List Assistant Tiller, Plow Driver, Carpenter's Parlor, Big Country. I think those are like most impactful cards in this set. Anyhow, I was gonna do. I said I was eventually gonna take a cow or a boar, and then I was gonna ock. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of ock pressure, so I'm gonna take the cow. He's a feeding beyond the ock anyhow, but maybe I'm supposed to go for the other feeding techniques. I might just get plow sown next round, and if I do, having the grain in order to reset pretty good. So maybe I should just take 4 food here instead of playing Groom as a point. I mean, I'm worried about stuff that doesn't matter. I'm already at 44. I have a 2-point strawberry patch. I have grow. I have another 2-point field. I'm just winning this game, but anyhow, yeah, that card ring, anybody that doesn't know about it, is a very handy resource for getting a good sense of what cards are good and bad. I had this set quite a bit more recently, and maybe I should slightly update some of those rankings because I don't totally agree with some of it anymore, but it's pretty darn close, and the exact specifics aren't that important as much as getting a general sense of what's good and strong and what's not. And you will note that part of why my game is so strong here is I've played 5 options that are in the top 10. Childless, Plow Driver, Grocery strong, Roof Baluster, and House Steward are quite strong. I really good cards. Red start player are growing, or I get Plow Sow. If I get Plow Sow, I actually want this extra grain. So I think I am supposed to just feed other ways, which means taking 4 food again, which I am. But it's fine. I'm gonna have food issues again, right? So maybe I do have to just bake at some point. I don't know. I've caused myself problems here at the end of the game just because I didn't really set up better feeding earlier. But um, oh, I have another grain coming in. Oh, darn it! I forgot about this. I should have played Groom there. Yeah, that was just because now I actually do. I have 1 grain coming from my grain, and I want to sow both potentially extra grain. So I should have played Groom there. I get it's relatively minor, but I cost point probably there. Um, but oh well. plain threshing in the patch might have been worthwhile. That's also a good point. I didn't think about that, Lumen, but you're right. If I'm assuming I'm getting cultivation at the start of next round, not guaranteed, but I guess even farmland, I could have played threshing with this action instead of worried about playing strawberry patch this. Yeah, that also would have been that. I've definitely cost myself a few points here at the end of the game. Now it doesn't actually matter because opponents are like remotely close to catching my score here, but yeah, I did cost myself a bit there. There is a pair of boar next round, which is a little unfortunate. Boar is also like quite a good action for me. I really would like the boar, but like his best action might also be to take boar now that he played animal tamer. Not sure. But ultimately, I shouldn't. I'm probably not running out of points here. I would like to get plow, so if I don't, I probably I'll take actually I'll take 2 boar instead of growing. They're both 3-point actions. Be a food. Um, I probably need to take a strawberry patch at some point, and I'd like to take a clay pile. Oh, there's clay piles. Well, that's awkward. I got her much, but I was hoping to take a clay pile at the end. Usually, means there's a lot of clay in the game. Where did it all go? I guess some of it went to bot. I've been eating some of it. A scullery also got played. I guess a lot of cooking hearths got built this game, but yeah. Um, huh. Well, another option is labor to get some clay. Yeah, my clay pile does come with 2 food. Indeed, it does. Yeah, whatever. We'll see what happens. I a couple 1-point actions by the end of this round. We'll see. But regardless, we get our good old plow driver friend. Good strong stuff here. We'll see what red does. Red probably should take cultivation. It does. Okay, so it's pretty predictable. 2 boar here. I'm happy getting plow or grow back, and I'm getting 2 boar back because I don't. Well, Lushkin probably should just take wood and worry about fencing, but he also has food issues. So betting he's taking the 2 boar. I'm gonna take the 2 boar here. I'm partly doing this because Gray and Lush, like Gray and Teal, have no reason to plow. They're already at max fields. Red is the only other person that wants plow or grow, so they'll take one of them on the wheel, the other. That should be fine. I get either plow or grow as next action. The action after that, possibly just play strawberry patch. And then the final, well, actually, sow bake might be my best bet here. Sow bake allows if I get the field. So if I get field, sow bake is actually my best action because it would give me some grain points and it allows me to bake a grain, which is food problems. Is anybody else gonna sow here? Lushkin really need to. Red is gonna plow instead of grow though. Well, that's a bummer. I mean, I guess I get another point, so I shouldn't be too sad. But I really thought I was getting plow there. I mean, to be fair, red has enough food. Have grown. Red maybe has a sleeping. That might be the answer. Maybe red's gonna play sleeping quarter and grow. That might be why not to grow. Otherwise, I'm not sure why they are. I don't think that makes a lot of sense, but it looks like my opponents with big houses, while they won house steward, it doesn't look like they're getting doesn't look like they're renovating to stone. It looks like they have a lot of other issues. Again, I'm just winning this game by almost 20 points. 20 might be a stretch. I'm winning this game by 10 to 15. No, red just chose not to grow. Okay, well, so this still gives grain and a bake action, so it's a point and food, which is pretty good. Yeah, point and food is probably my best play. I get a point of grain that I don't have, and then I bake one. The bow feeds me as long as I eat a clay, so and then my final action can be 2-point strawberry. that start player doesn't get taken, which, let's see. If I can't start player, day labor is 2 VP, 2 food. Oh, yeah, that's true. Day labor gets me 3 clay and the 2 food. So it really doesn't matter, although it annoys labor potentially. Oh, Lushkin doesn't even leave himself that option, though. Lushkin did get up to 41 there. That was a huge red fence, actually. Lushkin isn't going to be... So, yeah, I mean, I'll win the game by, like, 10, but... Yeah, actually, I guess day labor is the best action. Day labor feeds me and will max out the pottery. So 2 VP and 2 food than just a 2 VP action, although I don't think it really changes my score. I also could just eat a clay here and play strawberry. The only reason it really matters is, I guess, tiebreak. I wind up with extra resources to the day labor route. Pretty equal, but whatever. The loam pit thing's fun. It's fun. So we'll do this. We breed a point of sheep and a point of boar. We're perfectly fed, so we're going to hit 50. Certainly can't complain about 55, although honestly, this hand and the way this game went feels like it almost should have been a little more, to be honest, but maybe that's just greedy. I mean, 55 is a great score. It's just, I got to grow first. I got to grow first and then fourth overall, and I just have crazy good cards going on. Well, my feeding was I myself a little bit here at the end. Again, I a few things differently, so and whatever. I clearly so whatever. Anyhow, this was a fun game, although obviously again we kind of knew I was going to win this one early on. Every easy early, but you think the Reedstone food was unnecessary given the... Yeah, that's true. I do have... I literally have an extra Reed and Stone, so I should have just played Grocer instead of taking Reedstone food. Yeah, that... whoops, I'm not eating this clay. Whoops. Yeah, the Reedstone food move looks sloppy, though, in the mid-game. You're right. Like, I read an extra stone, so that's kind of throwing away in action. I mean, you're right that tempo changes, so then how does that exactly... But that is a concern. And then I also did play pottery and then the well, but if I play the well first, I get 1 extra food, so that also turns out... So that line was maybe a little riskier, because then I think I have to get the stone action, and if it's to take 3 stone at the start of that round, then maybe I'm screwed, so... I can't do that either. Obviously, in round 13, I regret taking 4 food over just playing Groom. Groom just gets me an extra point. But... who knows? Whatever. Ultimately, it was a good, clean win, and we didn't have to be super precise here, so... Made good use of our cards this game. The sack, a lot of extra food. The mining hammer was just a food and 2 points worth of stables. The bread, a lot of really important bake actions that helped feed us. So yeah, things worked well. Again, I mean, this game by 13, yeah, can't complain about winning by 13. It does not give kilo, but it shouldn't go because yeah, it was a prayer. So Lushkin does pull in a nice second, even with the early off. Hey Loki, you're okay. So anyhow, whatever. Yeah, that was we mostly fed through grain. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot else to say. I mean, this is just kind of, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I don't know how useful these videos are compared to playing at stronger tables, right? On some level, it's probably useful to learn how you're supposed to play, and like anybody hypothetically should be able to get to the level of just crushing these tables. But it does take a lot of skill, so some useful stuff, but hopefully I can get some stronger tables to stream again soon. But thanks all for hanging out and chatting a bit. I'm sorry if the stream and stuff. I don't really know what to do about that. I might need to investigate some more things or something. But checking this one out. Probably will be streaming some more Terra Mystica. I had a nice close here earlier today, and I have somehow moved up to. Sorry, I'm just peeking. I could actually get a strong table of Agricola for once. My God, my dog's driving me a little nuts. But anyhow, I wound up second in arena standings after my earlier win, but Halai has since jumped me. Good. I still need to get quite a bit higher to like truly contest for an arena win. You got to get to about 1800, but I have a couple of weeks until I leave for vacation, so I'll try to play a few more games and see where it gets me. I've kind of run lately, so TM stream one probably tomorrow weekend. We'll see. I don't have like a ton of time to be playing TM, but I want to try to fight a little more for this arena season just because spot currently. Now, I mean, as we've seen with Zevok, it could easily all go to hell also. Like, I've been playing well, but I've also been getting a bit in close games. Things have been working out reasonably well. Yeah, I'm currently third, though, which is fun. So we'll see where it ends up. Anyhow, I should head off for now. My dog clearly needs some attention, and I should go stuff. But